This is Canada in winter. Canada is even more beautiful in summer. And if you want to visit Canada during summer, please get started with your Canada visitor visa application during the winter so you can complete your application process and biometrics and get approved for the Canada visit visa or Canada tourist visa by the time summer arrives in Canada. So let's get started with the Canada visa application in this video. Welcome to Learn with Amin. Today I'm going to make a video on the tourist visa of Canada. So basically one of the viewers approached me for a reference video on how to apply for a tourist visa to Canada. So there is a subtle difference between a tourist visa and the visitor visa when you apply for a Canada visa. So a tourist visa is specifically for tourism, and a visitor visa is a visa or a temporary visa that you receive to visit someone you know in Canada. So in this video I'm going to be talking about the tourist visa, but if you guys want to have a reference video for a visitor visa to Canada as well, please comment down the video below and I can get back to you with a video on that. Let's start with Google. So please go to Google and type Canada tourist visa application. So this will guide you to the canada.ca, which is an official website for the application of any visa or permanent residency. So you need to click on here. So this is taking you to the Government of Canada website. This is a central website. This is for any application that you apply to Canada, may it be visitor visa, may it be a permanent residency application. So you can click on apply online and you can click on apply for a visitor visa. Okay. Now here, although it is stated as visitor visa, I am terming it for this video as a tourist visa because I am gonna click on the option of to visit as a tourist. Now you can see there is for a family visit. There are a lot of Indians in Canada, and most Indians they apply for a visitor visa to visit a family. So that is a visitor visa. But this video I am specifically making for tourism purposes because of my viewer who has asked me to make this video. So why are you applying for a visitor visa? I'm gonna click on the option of to visit as a tourist. Now click on continue. Then it is going to ask you to gather the documents. Now, first thing is you need to provide an identity document, which is basically a passport. And sometimes the application also asks you for a national identity document. You can specify you have it or you do not have it. Now, as an Indian, do not provide Aadhaar card because Aadhaar card has some issues with the expiry date, which is not mentioned on the Aadhaar card. So you cannot provide Aadhaar card as a national identity document. Instead of Aadhaar card, you can provide a driver's license or a voter's ID card, which has a date of issue and a date of expiry as a national identity document. Okay. Now these are use of a representative. If you are using someone as a representative, some agency as a representative to apply for a tourist visa on your behalf, then you are going to use this IMM 5476. But I recommend you to follow my video and apply for a visitor visa or a tourist visa by yourself. Okay, do it yourself. And this is family information. This is basically any applicant who is 18 years or older must complete this form. I have made a separate video on this. This basically asks you about your family information. Who are your parents? Who are your siblings? You need to fill all such details. And then you would also have to provide biometrics, and there is an additional fee for biometrics. So please remember, currently as of December 2025, the Canada tourist or visitor visa application fee is $100, 100 Canadian dollars, and the biometric fee is 85 Canadian dollars. If you have given biometrics to Canada government in the past 10 years, then you do not have to give biometrics again. But I'm assuming that as you are applying for a Canada tourist visa or a visitor visa for the first time, you may not have given the biometrics already. Then you would have to mention that you have not given the biometrics, and while the fee payment comes, you would have to pay 185 Canadian dollars to be able to submit biometrics and also to submit the application. There is IRCC older portal and the newer version. So ultimately the newer version is gonna replace the older version. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to apply for a visitor tourist visa using the new version of IRCC portal. But if you want to use the old portal, it is very similar, but if you want a separate video on that, I can make a video. Now click on try the IRCC portal new version. Now it's gonna ask you to either sign in the IRCC portal new version if you have already registered, but I'm assuming that you have not registered, so you would have to click on register for an IRCC portal new version account. Now it's going to ask you a few questions to check if you can use the new version. Are you 18 years of age or older? Answer is yes. Do you live outside of Canada? Yes, I live outside of Canada. Are you traveling by yourself? My friend is traveling by himself, so I'm gonna select the option yes, just myself. Are you filling out the application by yourself? Yes, by myself. Are you applying for a visitor or super visa? Super visa is required when you want to visit Canada to visit your family for more than 6 months. Okay. Otherwise, if you are visiting under 6 months and if you are traveling for tourism, then that is called as a visitor visa for the purpose of tourism. If you are visiting a family, then that would be a visitor visa to visit a family if it is under 6 months. Okay. Yes, just a visitor visa. Have you applied to visit Canada before? No, I'm applying for the first time. Click on continue. Yes, you can apply through the new version and it's gonna ask you for your details such as name, surname. So you need to provide your surname. Given name is your first name. Then you can provide your email address, whichever the email address you use generally and you want to use for the visa application. Add your email address, then click on submit. So the invitation email is sent. You need to check that email and follow the instructions to be able to sign up onto your new IRCC portal account. So it has sent an invitation. So take me to the IRCC portal new version. Click on this. This is the invitation link to create an account on the new version of IRCC portal. Okay, you need to read these terms and conditions and click on I accept. Click on continue. Then once again, it's gonna ask you for your given name, which is your first name, your surname, which is your family name, and this is your email. Now I'm gonna have to provide the password and then same password, then click on I'm human and then click on create account to sign up for your account. I have decided on my password. It needs to have at least 8 characters with one uppercase letter, one lowercase letter, one number, and one special character, not including underscore or any other characters, but it has these many characters. Now click on Am Human and then click on Create Account. This is gonna create your account. This is gonna send a verification code on your email. You need to add that over here. This is the verification code. You need to copy that verification code and add it over here. Then click on continue. Yeah, now you need to enter your email address and password. Click on Am Human and click on sign in to sign into your portal account. Now, once again, it has sent a verification code for a two-step authentication. Okay, need to copy this code and paste it over here. Click on continue. This takes you to the home page on your IRCC new portal. Now this is gonna ask you for your phone number. You could select your residence phone number and you can select the country code. Let us assume that the applicant is applying for a Canada tourist or visitor visa from India. So he would have Indian phone number, a 10-digit phone number. You can enter the security questions. So there are these security questions. This will be used when you forget your password or if you want to reset your password. These are the security questions. So please be careful on what you are providing as the questions and also remember what is the answer for it. Maybe you have entered a space in the answer, maybe you have not entered it. So you need to remember all that details. Those come into use when you forget your password or when you want to reset your password. So these are very secret questions, so you would have to do it while you are alone and without letting anyone know the answers to your questions. So I'm gonna pause here and select these questions and answer these questions, and after that I'll click on save and continue to the next page. After I have provided with the security questions and answer, I am here on this page. Now there is a button which is called as start a new application. So click on start application. Now then it is showing you visitor visa and a button start application. Click on the start application once again. And then you need to have these items ready. Basically you need your passport or any other valid travel document that you have, and a credit card to be able to pay the application fee. The application fee as of December 2025 is 100 Canadian dollars, but you would also have to give the biometrics if you have not already given, so that would be 85 Canadian dollars additionally. When you upload any document, it has to be 2 megabytes per upload. Okay, per every file the size limit is 2 megabytes. I acknowledge that I have read and understand the above information. Click on I agree, click on continue. And then also remember, you need to complete filling the application and submitting it within 60 days. Otherwise all your information will be discarded and you would have to restart your application. How your information will be kept by IRCC, you need to click on I have read and understood, click on continue. Now this is giving you a deadline that you would have to fill and submit this application before 11th of February 2026. Do you want to apply for more than one person at the same time? You can click on yes. If you are coming as a travel party, maybe like parents, father and mother, or like a couple like husband and wife, they want to visit, then they can click on yes, and they would have to provide the details of their spouse. So that would be do you want to apply for more than one person? You can click yes. My viewer wants to apply as a single person, like he's married but he wants to apply to come only as one person. So click on no. Are you applying on behalf of someone else? Let's click on no. Okay. Because who will be saying yes is if you are a travel agency and you are applying for a Canada visitor visa or Canada tourist visa on behalf of someone else, then you click on yes. But I always encourage my viewers, all these Canada applications are self-explanatory. You can follow my videos and you can apply for anything by yourself. You do not have to pay any travel agents to do that. I want to apply for a visitor visa. Why do you need a visa to visit Canada as a tourist? Tell us more about what you will do in Canada. So here you need to give a brief about your visit. When will you enter Canada? So that would be 2026 0101. When will you leave Canada? 2026 0228. As a person who is applying for the first time for Canada tourist visa or Canada visitor visa, you would not have a unique client identifier. So leave it blank and click on save and continue. In the next page, it is asking you for your personal information. Just enter your surname or the family name, then enter your first name or given name, enter your date of birth, October 2, gender, male. Have you used any other name in the past? If you have never changed your name in the past officially, then you can say no, I have not used any other name in the past. And if you have used officially another name in the past, then you have to click on yes and provide your official another name that you have used in the past. Primary phone number, you can select cellular. A country code, let's assume that the person is applying from India. 10 digit number. Okay, do you have any other phone number? No. What is your email address? You would have to provide your email address. Make sure you enter it correctly. Then what is your native language or mother tongue? Yeah, I find Gujarati over here. Are you able to communicate in English? Yes. What language do you want us to contact you? English. Click on save and continue. Current country or territory of residence. Let's say that the applicant currently is in India, enter the street address, so that would be your house number, then followed by the name of your street, then the name of your city, then you can enter the postal code, which is usually a 6-digit code in the country of India. Now assume that you are coming from any Middle Eastern country where there is no postal code, then you would have to enter 0000. Now here currently in the visitor application or the tourist visa application, the postal code is named as optional. But if you are filling in some other Canada application such as a PR application, there the postal code is mandatory and you would have to provide 00000 in order to go to the next step. Is your mailing address the same as your residential address? Click on yes. If it is different, click on no and provide your mailing address. Let's assume that the applicant has lived in India for the past 5 years. Okay. In the past 5 years, have you lived in any country for more than 6 months? No, I have not lived. Click on save and continue. It is asking you for the identification details, country or territory where you were born, India, city or town where you were born, Porbandar, enter the city or town where you were born. Are you a citizen of more than one country or territory? No. Which country or territory are you a citizen of? It's India. I'm a citizen of this country or territory since birth. So click on the checkbox. Did you already give fingerprints and photo, which is biometrics? Are they still valid? So if you have previously applied for some application of Canada visa and you have been refused, that means you have given your fingerprints and photo already, and that would be valid for next 10 years. But let us assume that the applicant is applying for the first time, so the answer is no. Then do you have a valid national identity document? You can click on yes or no, either of these. When you click on yes, it is asking you for the document number and confirm your document number. Most people try to give the Aadhaar card over here, but the Aadhaar card does not have a date of expiry, so that is an issue with the national identity document. So what you can do is you can just give your passport details over here. So the passport is considered as a national identity document. Even voter ID card you can give over here. You can also give a Indian driving license, and the date of issue is 2019 January 1st. Select the country or territory that issued this document. So that would be India. You would have to upload a national identity document over here, and it has to be the maximum file size of 2 MB per file. We are giving passport as the national identity document, so no need to upload here because at the end of the application we are going to upload it anyway. So in that case you can mention no, I do not have a valid national identity document. Okay, so click on save and continue. Now, have you ever studied at a post-secondary school, which is university, college, or vocational school? So if you have completed a diploma, that's considered a post-secondary education. If you have completed your bachelor's or master's or PhD, that is considered as a post-secondary education. So you have to give those details where you have completed your bachelor's, where you have completed your master's, where you have completed your PhD. If you are just completed the bachelor's, then you would have to give only the bachelor's details. Have you ever studied? Yes. And you need to provide your education, name the name of the school, University of London, 1988 October. You might have completed your bachelor's within 3 to 4 years, so you would have to give those details. 1991. So you can give these details as per your situation. So basically I'm trying to give the details of bachelor's for this applicant. If the applicant has done a bachelor's of law in London, so this is what it would be. What is the level of study? That would be university bachelor's degree. Field of study is law. Country or territory is, or that would be England. And street address 123 College Avenue, London. So you are basically giving the address of your institution. Postal code is anyway optional, so I am not providing that. Click on add education. So this is where you have given your bachelor's degree, and once that is done, you need to provide your work history. Did you serve in any military? You can select the option of no, I did not serve in any military, and then give details of all your employment and activities for the past 10 years. So today is the year of 2025. That means you need to give the details of your employment for the past 10 years. That is from 2015 until today. And also remember that there should not be any gap in the employment. So for example, if you have left a job and joined a job after 2 months, then that 2 month gap you need to provide it as unemployed. You cannot just miss it. Okay, you should not have any gaps. So let's add the activities over here. 1993 to 2000 to 2014. The person was a lawyer. Okay, so that would be education law. Job title was barrister. Let's assume this. Um, or legal and public protection support. So if it is a lawyer, and the company was practice law and legal. Address of company or employer, you could mention 123 High Court Avenue, Cape Town. The postal code is optional, so click on add employment. So that means we have given the employment until 2014. Now from 2014 onwards until today, what is the employment or activity that we need to give for this person? 2014, and from 01 to ongoing, what is the work or activity? You can mention anything. Maybe you are in a government position, you would mention over here. If you are into education or a professor, you mention over here. If you are in pharmacy or a doctor, you can mention over here. If you are in business, you mention over here. If you are into IT, there must be something which is related to engineering. So depending on where your occupation is falling, you can give. Now, if I was into IT, information technology, I would have given, if I was a manager, I would have given management occupation. I would have mentioned natural and applied sciences and related occupations as an IT engineer. Okay. But assuming that this person is working in law and social, so I'm gonna mention law and social. And yeah, what would be, oh, there are so many details. So public works and other laborers and company or employer, Indian National Congress, public service. You need to enter the main duties of your job and what is the country or territory that you work in. So that would be India. Once again, you need to enter your street number and street address, or you can mention the house number and the street address, and city and town where you are working right now, and the postal code is once again optional. Click on add employment. So as you can see, I have mentioned no gap. So from January 2014, and this is January 2014 until ongoing present. So there is no gap. But if there is a gap, and if you click on save and continue, it would give an error. It would say that you need to provide 10 years of your employment without any gaps. So we don't want that error to come. So we have provided all the details accurately and without leaving any gaps. But let us assume that uh, you did not have a job for 3 months. Then what you would do is you would have to for those 3 months mention that you were unemployed. Enter those 3 months over here. You would say work or activity unemployed. So that is how you are gonna fill the gaps. Then click on save and continue. Then it is going to take you to the travel information page. What document are you traveling with? Mostly many of the people will be traveling with passport. If you do not have a passport and are traveling with a travel document, then you would have to click on other travel document and that travel document number. But mostly people travel with passport, what kind of a passport it is. So it's a passport, general passport. So upload your passport or travel document over here. So for that, you need to select your passport. Make sure that your passport is under 2 MB of size. So it's 241 KB. If your file size is greater than 2 MB, then you cannot submit your application. So make sure you reduce the size of it. Once you have uploaded, it's gonna take time to upload. Select the country code that matches the one on your passport. So for an Indian passport, it is IND. What is the nationality on your passport? You are going to have Indian nationality. What's your passport or travel document number? You need to enter your passport number that's on the top right of your passports page. Confirm your passport or travel document number. You need to enter the same number. And what is the date of issue? The date of issue, let's assume that it's 1st January 2019. Usually the passports are valid for 10 years. And also remember that you need to have at least one visa page that is blank, so that the Canada visa can be pasted on your passport. Okay, and the date of expiry would be after 10 years. So that would be 0101. Let's assume that the passport was issued on 2nd January. So the passport would expire on 1st January. Are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States with a valid green card? No. Have you held a Canadian visitor visa in the past 10 years? No. Please answer these questions as per your situation. Do you currently hold a valid US non-immigrant visa? No. Are you traveling to Canada by air? If you're coming from India, that would be traveling by air itself. Or else maybe you might visit to US, then you would travel to Canada by road. But that's not the case. The applicant is directly coming from India, so that would be traveling by the air. Yes. During the past 5 years, have you traveled to a country or territory other than the one where you are a citizen or where you live now? This person has visited South Africa in 2014. So that would be beyond 5 years. So during the past 5 years, have you traveled? No. Have you ever stayed in Canada beyond the validity of your status or visa? No. Have you ever been refused a visa or permit or denied entry to any country or territory? No. Please answer these questions as per your situation. Whenever you click on yes to any of these questions, it is going to ask you for your explanation. Please enter why that was the case, why you were denied entry into a country. Please answer truthfully in your own sentences. Now click on save and continue. This is going to ask you for your financial information. If you are coming to Canada as a single person, you would require around 10,000 Canadian dollars. You would have to show the proof that you have at least 10,000 Canadian dollars. This information is to make sure that the person can survive as a tourist when he or she visits Canada. Okay. Let's assume that you have money of 20,000 Canadian dollars. Is someone else giving you money for your stay in Canada? You can click on the option of no because you are currently working. But if you are visiting someone, maybe your children, as a parent, when you are applying for a visitor visa to stay with your family, in that case, you would have to mention yes and then provide the details of who is giving you money. You can mention that I am the parent of so and so person. My son is currently working in Canada, Toronto. He is earning these many dollars per annum. I'm gonna stay with him. So the food and the accommodation will be provided by my son, and I am paying for the airfare, air ticket by myself. And you would have to provide your bank statement and your son's bank statement as supporting documentation. And you can mention those details over here for maximum of 500 characters. If you want to explain more, then you can attach a letter of explanation in the other supporting documentation in your application. But currently, let us assume that for our applicant, he is paying by himself. Upload the proof of financial support. So this is basically you have to upload a bank average balance letter. That is a special letter that you can get from the bank, and ask them to provide the average 6-month balance or average balance over the year in your account. So they would provide such document, or you can get a bank statement directly from your bank and you have to upload here. So the bank statement will have all the transactions that you have done in the past 6 months, and it will show how much balance there has been and how the trend of your balance changed over the period of 6 months, how your salary was credited and how your payments were debited. So all that information, if you want to avoid that information, then you can just get a bank official letter regarding your account balance from the bank manager, that would be having your account number, account details, bank opening date, then the average balance over the past 1 year, average balance over the past 6 months. That amount would be in Indian rupees. So you would also have to convert it into Canadian dollars and provide that information in that letter. Because it is a letter given by the manager, you can customize it. But if you are providing a bank statement, the bank statement would be in Indian rupees, so you can submit as is, and the government official who is working on your visa application, they would have to convert it into Canadian dollars. It might take time. If you don't want them to spend a lot of time on your application, if you want a Canadian visitor visa or tourist visa confirmation faster, then you can provide them bank statement along with the bank letter from your manager. Okay, so you need to click on choose file, and let's assume that this is your bank letter or bank statement. Click on open. Now click on save and continue. Then it is asking you what is your current marital status. So the person is married, so he can mention that. What was the year of marriage? So you would have to enter all these details like the date of marriage, the name of your spouse, the date of birth of your spouse, country, present occupation, and is the address same as yours, and will your spouse or common law partner accompany you to Canada? You can answer no. If the spouse is going to join you later in Canada, maybe after 2 weeks of your visit to Canada, then you would have to answer yes. But let's assume that this person is single, so we don't have to go through filling all those details. Do you have any biological, adopted, or stepchildren? Let's answer no. I understand that I'm not declaring any natural, adopted, or stepchildren. Click on I understand. If you're adopted, provide the details of your about your legal parents. Now here it is asking you to provide your parent information. Click on add parent information. This is compulsory. You would have to give the surname of your parent, give the date of birth of your parent, relationship is father, country or territory of birth is India. Okay, present occupation, retired. Does this parent has the same address as you? Yes. Will this parent come with you to Canada? Answer is no. Add parent. If you just want to add your father's information, you can just add father's information. If you want to add only mother's information and have nothing to do with your father, then you can just add your mother's information. If you want to add both your parents information, then you can add both your parents information. I would recommend you to add both your parents information. 1920, let's assume the date of birth is 1st January 1920. Then mother, country or territory of birth is India, and present occupation is let's say homemaker. Does this parent have the same address? Yes. Will this parent come with you to Canada? No. Click on add parent. So you have successfully added your father and mother. Then click on save and continue. Now this is gonna ask you for your medical information. Have you had a medical exam performed by IRCC panel physician within the last 12 months? Answer is no. Do you want to work in one of the following jobs? Health science, clinical, patient, medical elective, teacher, domestic worker? No. You are just visiting. And tuberculosis. In the last 2 years, were you diagnosed with tuberculosis? Answer is no. In the last 5 years, have you been in contact with a person of tuberculosis? Answer is no. Please answer all these details as per your situation. Are you currently receiving dialysis treatment? No. When if you click on yes, you would have to provide additional details. Have you had a drug or alcohol addiction? No. Have you had a mental health condition? No. Have you ever been diagnosed with syphilis? No. Click on save and continue. This is going to ask you for your criminal history. Have you ever committed any crime? No. Have you ever been arrested? No. Have you been charged for any criminal offense? No. Have you ever been convicted for any criminal offense? No. Are you or have you ever been a member of any political party which has engaged in violence? No, ahimsa is the best. So no. Have you ever witnessed or participated in the ill treatment of prisoners? Answer is no. Click on save and continue. Do you want to provide additional documents? Now I have explained to you that you want to provide additional document, which is the letter of explanation. You can provide an explanation about your source of funds. Like if you are self-funding, then you need not give additional explanation. If your father is funding your trip, for example, then you would have to provide a letter of explanation, and then you have to get a support letter from your father saying that he is going to sponsor your trip 50% and the rest 50% is paid by the applicant itself. So such kind of documents, a letter of explanation and or any other documents, you can merge and you can say that that's a supplementary document. Now also you could provide additional documents in the form of any ties back to your country India. So if you are coming on a visit visa or a tourist visa to Canada, Canadian officials want to know if you have sufficient ties to go back to India or not. So that's why I always recommend anyone to provide any such additional documents in the additional documents section. Although this is optional, I would recommend you to, because this gives you a sure shot chance at getting the visit visa. You can provide any current employment documents, any current properties on your name, any current organization that you are affiliated with in India that is paying you some money, that shows that you will go back to work there. It will show that you have ties, you have property, you would have to go back to take care of that property or live in that property. You can provide a letter of explanation, you can provide a letter of support from your parents who are paying for your visit visa. So all such documents, okay, so you can click on yes and you can provide the letter of explanation. I have added a letter of explanation in my channel, so you can check out what should be the format. I would recommend not to use any of the AI tools for any of the letter of explanation. It has to come from your heart and it has to capture your personal life. Okay, do not use any AI tools that can hallucinate and give fake details. So you can just add your letter of explanation. Do you want to provide an employment letter? Click on yes and provide a letter from your current employer, from your manager, from your company, saying that we are giving him a leave of 2 months so that he can go and fulfill his dream of visiting Canadian lakes, because Canada is a land of lakes and rivers. So once you add the letter from your current employer, then you can click on save and continue, and just make sure that the maximum file size is 2 MB per file. Click on save and continue. We are now in the step of review of application. So we have went through the application very slowly, so I know that I have filled all the details correctly, but you can make sure that you have entered all the details correctly. If you want to change anything, you can click on the option of edit over here and change those details. So you can scroll down and you can see if you have entered anything inaccurately, or if everything is accurate, and then you can click on save and continue once you are satisfied with your application details. Next is a signed consent and declaration. Do you consent to be contacted? Click on yes. Signature of applicant. I declare that I have answered all questions. Click on I declare. Now here you need to provide your last name or surname, and this is your given name or first name, and then you have sign and continue. So once you click on sign and continue, what happens is you would have signed your application, and then it goes into pay fees and submit. Now in the fees section, it will ask you to make a payment of $100 application fee and $85 for the biometrics, because you have not taken biometrics before. So in total $185 you would have to pay using a credit card. You can use an international credit card that is issued by Indian banks, and then you submit your application. Then you will receive further instructions on how to provide your biometrics and photograph. Usually you need to visit the VFS office and provide your biometrics, which is fingerprints and photo for your application. So this is about the Canada tourist visa or the visitor visa for tourism application. If you have any other request for a video, if you want to check the walkthrough of visitor visa to visit a family, then please comment down in the video below and I'll get back to you with the video as soon as possible. Please subscribe to my channel. I make amazing content on the government application forms, on the USA immigration applications, Canada immigration applications, and more. Thank you, take care, and bye bye.